going on, everybody? It's Frito here for another video, this time covering the upcoming patch, which is getting tested on the playtest realm. Obviously, we have a brand new hero. You'll want to check out my previous video if you want to know my opinion on that, and a huge change that's coming to competitive will kind of require another video to talk about. Single hero limit, which overall is good for the game. I personally wanted Blizzard to try to balance infinite pick, but at least for now, this will hold off the floodgates and sustain the game until they can figure things out. And overtime is now changed. After 20 seconds of overtime, the overtime meter will drain faster, narrowing the gap for your tracer stall out tactics, and your respawns will be delayed. So maybe finally some of these games can end instead of these elongated overtimes where we just stall out forever. That's annoying. Focusing a team down should be enough. And if they die, they shouldn't be able to keep throwing bodies at the point. Let a team win! So we'll be talking the rest of the video about the specific hero balance changes, which I think are the most impactful meta-game balance moves Blizzard has made on this game already. Bunch of crazy stuff going on. The game's going to play completely differently as soon as this patch goes live. I can't wait. Let's get right into it. One of my favorite changes is to D.Va, which altered the way her defense matrix works. Now, it has a energy bar on the center right of your screen. When she pulls it up, you can actually see there's a green bar that goes down when I use it. This works similar to Pharah's thrusters that allow her to hover in air. You can feather the right trigger in order to activate it, but there is a 1-second cooldown between activation times. But this helps you poke in and out in order to catch specific items and projectiles that you're looking to grab. Whereas before, you kind of just popped it on and you had to use it just to breach into an area, because if you're in sort of a hectic team fight, the other team can just avoid you for those few seconds or know that you're not going to be able to attack. Whereas if you're able to pop it on and off quickly, you can more tactically target what you want to absorb, as well as just use it longer. At maximum energy, you can leave it on for 4 seconds now, which is awesome. They also changed her ultimate, but I might not even be able to notice, because I still seem to suck at using it. I love D.Va, but her ultimate is just kind of wonky. I'm playing against bots that don't move, and look how many times it takes me in order to even land anything. D.Va's ultimate is really finicky and tricky to use, because if it falls in the wrong spot, the entire enemy team can get behind a wall, and now it takes 1 less second for it to explode, but ultimately it's not going to change too much in my opinion. But luckily, what's a big improvement is the fact that it charges so much faster. Because oftentimes, you might just want to pop your ult in order to get a second mech. When a team focuses you down, you can pop your ult to just run away, force them to run away, and give yourself another 400 HP, so like a big self-heal, and forces them to clear out. And one of my favorite changes is it no longer deals damage to you. Thank goodness. So annoying to have to try to duck and run from my own D.Va ult. It makes sense why it would damage yourself, but it's a video game. I don't want it to make sense. I want it to play right. The change to McCree is devastating. Oh my goodness. He can 2-shot headshot at such a powerful range now. Look out. This is the biggest change in a long time. McCree has bounced all over the place, from overpowered Fan the Hammer, now to having, I would argue, the most powerful hit scan in the game. Now with these extreme ranges, it will take so many headshots that you might as well not be shooting at the target that you're aiming at, but that was never McCree's forte anyway. He never really wanted to be in those fights, so I don't really mind that he shoots marshmallows at extreme range. But what's shockingly impressive is where you can double tap headshot now. Skill is winning out now, and McCree's with God aim are just going to destroy things. And I look forward to it. So I didn't like how badly they nerfed him. This is exactly the change we wanted on this channel, and I'm sorry if you think it's a little too powerful. It might wreck you now, but I want aim and headshots to wreck things. Another change that I welcomed with open arms was to Zenyatta. However, he might be a little too powerful now. With 200 health, 150 of that being shields, he seems like a better DPS than some of the 200 DPS characters now. But I could be wrong. He's still pretty slow and doesn't have any escape mechanisms, but there's such a fine line between Zenyatta being easily targeted and having enough HP to be able to eat a rocket from Pharah or something and have a wealth of HP to get away with. Because before, if you took a direct rocket to the face, you'd be at 30 HP, much harder to flee like that. Now you'll have 80. which is a much bigger chunk of health to utilize while you're running away from tracers and whatnot. Even if he is overpowered, I kind of want to back into the meta. I love using him so much. And now his ult heals even more viciously. And now he moves insanely fast when he ultimates. He put on roller skates and is just skating across. This is to help mitigate the fact that players complained that his ultimate didn't really synchronize with his playstyle because he wants to play far behind his teammates, and when he ults, he needs to somehow be with them. So now he can pop his ult and sprint all the way to his team to save them from an incoming Graviton Surge combo or whatever. Good change. A little ridiculous, but so are all the rest of the ults in Overwatch, except for Diva's ult, so kind of sucks. Now there's another change that I don't really see the purpose of. Now when you self-heal as characters who can do so, you'll gain a bit of ultimate charge. And to counteract that, they increased how much charge is required to obtain your ultimate with the characters that can heal. Huh? Doesn't this just kind of switch things around? Now we have a lot of smart subs, so you can probably correct me if I'm speaking out of school here, but my thought process is that what this will do is reduce the snowball effect a bit. So teams that are dominating another team with these characters that can self-heal will need more damage to get their ultimates, therefore delaying their ults a little bit more, and the teams that require self-healing more will kind of catch up with their ultimates, whereas before, only the team that was doing damage. See what I'm going with this? It's kind of a weird way to shift it, and I think it neutralizes the gap between the better team and the team that's healing. Because if two Roadhogs fight, two Roadhogs walk into a bar. One says, no, the bad joke. So say two Roadhogs are fighting, right? One Roadhog can't hit the other Roadhog. He's terrible. Somehow Roadhog 1 is just strafing around him and he's godly. And the other one is playing on a laptop touchpad mouse or something. I can't hit him. The Roadhog that needs to heal is now going to get a bit of ultimate charge where he wouldn't have otherwise, and the Roadhog that didn't need to heal requires more damage to reach the ultimate that he would have gotten sooner pre-patch. Is this a good change? Maybe it doesn't even change anything. What do you guys think? This is probably a bit controversial. Is it better if a stronger team can stack ultimates more frequently, or if it's a little bit more new player friendly and the timings of when each team gets their ultimates will reach a similar point regardless if one team is dealing way more damage than the other? So this affects a handful of characters, but one character that they oddly didn't change was Reaper, who does self-heal but didn't get the nerf in his ultimate charge rate. Not exactly sure why. Maybe because collecting souls is harder and they don't give as much HP anyway, as opposed to a Bastion who can repair forever, or a Roadhog whose heal does a big chunk of heal all at once and is on a cooldown, doesn't have to collect it. I don't know. Regardless, in my opinion, Reaper's a little bit too good right now. Maybe he'll be a little less good when we get out of the tank heavy meta that we're about to go into, but we'll see. Mercy's damage boost now does 50%? Question mark. I guess this helps her keep up with Zenyatta, who's going to be much better now, but I don't know if she needed that. Her ult already is the best in the game, and yes, now her ult takes 30% more charge, but it's still going to charge really quick, let's just be honest. Now, instead of every single team fight, it's 75% of every team fight or something like that. It's still going to be really quick. But a change that I think makes sense and just makes the lives of Mercy players a bit easier is the fact that when she revives, she's able to strafe while doing so, and her Guardian Angel ability, which lets her fly to other teammates, will instantly come off cooldown when she does so, so she's able to fly out again. So you can fly in, ult as she's moving, and fly right back out, making for those big plays. Still think it's a bit overpowered. Not in publics, but at the pro level of play, Mercy ults are all the rage. And unless these other supports just are too damn good to pass up, it's unlikely that we will see a drop in Mercy play, but I could be wrong. Zen is pretty sick now, and since the new support sniper's ult charges so quickly, if it more reliably charges faster than Mercy's ult, it might have a little edge there, because it's incredibly powerful too. Soldier 76 got an interesting change. The spread of his weapon will reset back to 0 after a delay. But what's interesting that I found, at least in this version, you can't tap fire anymore, or at least it's not worth it to do so, because if you shoot a burst, it seems like you don't get any spread, but if I tapped, I got this big spread. Weird. So shoot him as you should be shooting him. I heard that this has to do with some macro that players were doing. I didn't know about that, so shoot and burst at the head as you normally do. Don't tap, and you'll be fine. Well, those are all the changes. What do you guys think? Is this a bit egregious? Are Blizzard going crazy? Is this an April Fool's joke? Did we just get trolled? Is that a prank, bro? Okay, that's enough. I like the direction of making things more powerful, at least testing it out. I'd rather there be more powerful characters and less ones at the bottom, because ideally what this game's going to do is as we add more characters, as we buff the lower tier of characters, there's just more options to play with. You don't have to feel like there's this massive tier list and gap between each character. Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, share our channel with your friends. We upload daily Overwatch content, so check out the rest of our stuff. I've been Frito for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.